This is Echinacea purpurea, purple coneflower. You're also going to see a white variety in here, and there are different names for those. You'll need to check your local area for which ones are available, but just know that it does come in white as well. So this is the Echinacea that you hear about from herb stores and things that you can take as a supplement. It does derive from this plant, but we're going to address using it in plant design, and it's a hardy perennial. It does die to the ground during the winter. Typically you want to space these 2 foot by 2 foot. They're going to get about 24 inches high plus or minus, and will slowly spread by clumping root groupings. So they don't spread aggressively, so you don't really have to worry about that too much. But look at these flowers. They're beautiful kind of pinkish purple flowers with this nice orange cone like center, and it's very bristly. It's not thorny, but it's interesting to touch and feel. It's very rigid, and the color is I really love the way that looks. So these are ideal in a perennial border. I like to use these at the front of a border where I've got taller plants in the back, maybe 3 to 4 feet tall, and also something probably in the front. This particular planting I saw in a commercial area for a subdivision, and they were just doing so well in the middle of July. I thought I'd film those. So also you're going to see a grouping right here that was taken in Vancouver, British Columbia during August, and obviously doing very well as also. So they can grow, they can handle down to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so they're very hardy perennial, and just a lot of variability to them that makes them a desirable plant in a plant design. They bloom for a long time. They can start as early as late spring and bloom as late as early winter or late fall. So I recommend that you deadhead these as they're finishing, and that can promote some rebloom if you do that. The soils, they're not too fickle about soils. These are growing in a rocky clay, the ones you're looking at here. Most perennials that spread by rhizomes the way these do typically prefer better drained soils. If you get heavier soils and they're in for any length of time, often that can cause root rot. So it's not to say that that's the only way to grow them, but that's also always going to be preferred. But as far as I know, these are not very fickle about soil, and I'm not aware of a real pest problem with them either. I wouldn't call these drought tolerant. These really prefer some regular water, but I do believe they're deer tolerant. I am not 100% on that, but I would say I'm 80% sure that deer leave these alone. So check that out in terms of deer resistance in your area. And I think that's about it for Echinacea. Excellent sunny border perennial, and by the way, prefers full sun. You're going to get better blooms, and we're in a very hot inland valley, and it handles that just fine. Gets 90 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so it can handle the heat just fine. And again, does prefer full sun to do its best bloom. So Echinacea purpurea, purple coneflower. Also, you can get white coneflower. Lovely perennial. Just know that during the winter, for maintenance, it should be cut down, so you are going to have the empty space there. But for the amount that it blooms and for those unique flowers, I think it's really worth a spot in the garden. Enjoy. Oh, and to follow are a few nice companion plants that we recommend to pair up with the Echinacea. Enjoy.